Financial scams have been around for years, but now scammers are becoming more savvy, taking more time to develop different ways to steal your money.
Our own Amanda Callahan is getting answers on how you can best protect yourself and work to prevent falling victim.
I thought, why would he say that? And it's like, oh, like, oh, no, yeah. And so that's when I knew I'd been had.
Scammers are everywhere, from spam calls to wire fraud to phishing emails, like the one this Belchertown woman who wishes to remain anonymous received in March of last year, telling her she had been charged for computer software she hadn't purchased. So
I called the number on the form and I asked for a refund. Simple enough. The person I spoke with assured me I'd get my money back into my account. He convinced me that he had put $12,000 into my bank account, by mistake, his mistake. He had not.
She felt bad for the man, Victor, who said he could lose his job over the mistake. So she went to a bank in Granby to return the extra money.
I agreed to take the first $6,000 from my account and put it into an account that he gave me the name and address and number for. The second day, as I was putting the money there, he called me. I was in the car. He called me and told me to be sure to destroy the deposit slips.
And that's when she realized she'd been scammed and called Belchertown Police, the senior center, and her bank for help. But it was too late. The money was gone. And she's not alone. As more people become educated on what to look out for, scammers are only becoming more clever.
The sophistication of it has increased a lot.
Michelle Dwyer, president and CEO of Franklin First Credit Union in Greenfield, tells Western Mass News she's seen an increase in people falling victim to employment scams, especially since the COVID pandemic.
Employment scams, one, where people will go onto employment websites, try to find a job, get a job, and the employer will send them money telling them they need to buy equipment to complete this job.
Then the person is told they will be reimbursed, but that reimbursement check turns out to be fraudulent, along with the company and the job. Dwyer tells us another one that's been popping up more frequently is relationship scams, where scammers wait weeks to months before asking for money to build up trust.
Those are really hard for people because they don't, one, want to kind of admit that these relationships might not be real. But two, there's a lot of relationship building that happens prior to being asked for money first.
And the Northwestern District Attorney's Office is also seeing an increase in a wide variety of scams, and they want to remind people to think before you act, especially when it comes to your money.
If you get an unexpected call, you get an unexpected email, text message, slow down. Don't be so quick to respond because you're not giving yourself the time to really critically analyze the situation.
And these scammers are not discriminating when it comes to who they target. Oftentimes, elders come to mind first because they have more money easily accessible. But Dwyer tells us the primary targets are those 28 to 42 years old.
It doesn't mean anything, as far as whether you're smart or you're, or you're savvy. It really can happen to anybody. And we have seen it happen to everybody from all walks of life, whether it be a young person to an old person, any economic status, any educational background.
The Northwestern DA's office knows how difficult it can be to find and prosecute the scammers. They're working to change the conversation around the embarrassment people face when they are tricked, encouraging people to reach out to a trusted family member or friend if something feels off.
The conversation should start with, can you believe how realistic these scams are getting? There is a lot of shame associated with being victimized by a scam. And that is in part because when we have conversations about scams, we hear a lot of people start the conversation with, can you believe the ignorance of this person? How could they fall for something that's so obviously a scam? But that's really setting the stage for more people to stay quiet about what they may be experiencing because they don't want to be judged.
That was Amanda Callahan reporting. The DA's office encourages people to report any and all scams to their banks, local police departments, and the Federal Trade Commission. They also offer educational programs on identity theft and the red flags to look out for when it comes to scams.